After basic training, and yes, there is an after to basic training, is when life in the military truly begins. You could be stationed anywhere in the world. You'll be making new friends, working with new people in a new environment. A word of advice: decide now what type of person you really want to be. Make the decision to have the teachings of Jesus Christ and His church an important part of your life. It'll be a decision that will make all the difference in your life and throughout your career.
They're chaplains in the military, and they're always willing to help anybody who wants help in the religious areas.
Specialist Simmons here to see you, sir.
Okay. How you doing, Specialist Simmons? My job as a chaplain is to make sure that every one of my soldiers, his religious needs are being accommodated.
With me just arriving here on island, I was wondering if I could get some information on how to find the church.
Not a problem at all. Come into my office and I'll get you the information.
Right, sir.
So if I have an LDS soldier that comes into my office, I will do everything I can to link him up with a local bishop, give him the phone number. I'll also try to steer him in the direction of other LDS soldiers in my unit, and make sure that he is given every opportunity to practice his faith according to his personal convictions.
If I have one piece of advice for a young couple or a young family moving to a new location, it's not to wait 3 or 4 weeks until you're settled to attend church and get to know the members then. Rather, call a chaplain or look up in the Yellow Pages and find out where the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is.
Hello. Yes, are you Bishop Erickson?
There's a bishop or a branch president and a relief society president waiting to help you out.
Hi, are you Brother?
I think that everyone grows from the experience, and children included. They've learned so much, and there's a lot of things that we've seen and done here that people in the States will probably never have the opportunity to do.
While in the military, go to church. It's the best thing you can do. Life in the military is tough. It's supposed to be. But by actively participating in church activities, it'll be that much easier and that much more fulfilling. You'll be surrounding yourself with people who care about you, and they want you to succeed.
Religion is not a problem within the Marine Corps. In fact, the Marines are encouraged to attend the church of their choice. And even while we're here, even though we're thousands of miles away from our home base, there are still the opportunities, irregardless, even to include right here in the field, for the Marines to attend the service of their choice.
Whether you're in the middle of the Pacific, you'll still be able to meet with other church members, priesthood holders, take the sacrament, and we had really nice meetings.
The source of the light that quickens our understanding.
Wherever you go in the world, the church will be there as a refuge. Unfortunately, everywhere you go will be those sort of things that can drag you down.
And there are an awful lot of opportunities for a person to go wrong. There's no question about that, because you're on your own, you've got a paycheck. Most military bases nearby, there are plenty of places that cater to, say, that kind of a life, if that's what you want.
These guys behind us over here, they're alone for 6 months. They've got each other, but they may not even be the people they want to really be with. Very often, people want to test your resolve. They want to really see if you mean what you say. And so it's not so much necessarily that they want you to do wrong, but rather they want to test your mettle.
The military does not encourage people to live a wild life while they're in the military. We know that if a person stays morally straight, even on an issue like alcohol abuse, we know that you'll be a better sailor, a better Marine, a better Coast Guardsman if you don't do that.
The crew that I was flying with didn't understand me and my behavior very well, because I didn't participate in things that were very normal to them, and they thought that it was very odd that I wasn't participating with them.
I hang around with people that have similar values to my own. We don't worry about going to the bars. We don't worry about going to the clubs. We just worry about going out and taking some good pictures and writing some letters and making some phone calls.
Stay close to your ideals and follow the commandments of the Lord. Do the things that you know are right. You may take a little ribbing about it at the very beginning, but it'll go away, and people will start to recognize who you are and what you stand for. They'll gather around you because they are going to see that light, and they're going to want to be a part of it.
Through my work, I met up with my boss, Gunnery Sergeant Bendel.
I'd sit in the shop and I'd read the Book of Mormon.
And one day I asked if I could read it.
Things just worked out, and he's now taking the missionary discussions and is interested in learning about the church.
One of the facts of life in the military is you don't control where you're going to go and when you're going to be there. TDYs, deployments, remote tours, all mean separation from your family. These separations are always difficult, but there are ways that you can make these necessary separations easier.
My job, I'm a navigator, and I'm probably gone 180, maybe 200 days a year on a bad year. That separation is really, really hard on me and certainly on my family.
It's easier, I would think, for a serviceman in the church just because of the support group that's already in place within the church. We know that our families will always be taken care of by the home teachers. Relief Society, pretty much all we have to do is just let everybody know that we're leaving. And I know that my wife will be taken care of.
Your husband still TDY?
Yes, been gone a long time.
Part of what happens with couples oftentimes when they deploy, when they're away from each other, is that they grow different directions because they don't write enough. They don't share what's going on in their lives. And so when they come back together, they find they're married to somebody different.
Best ways that we have found to get over that is a lot of letters home, letters to children, letters from children, to and from my wife, to let me know what's going on in their lives and to let them know what's going on in mine and that they're loved and missed. And phone calls to hear their voice and to know that all's well. I rely a lot on the scriptures and on getting the church magazines.
One thing to remember is that wherever you happen to be, you can always have the scriptures handy. They will be a source of comfort and support.
I've got these scriptures.
Make sure you get the military edition of the scriptures from your priesthood leaders so you can have them with you always.
I never have to worry about being alone. I go to a different country, I find someone, I ask them to help me look up the number in the phone book, and I can always find some local church members. I can always find missionaries that speak English and that know what's going on, and they can give me a little bit more support. I can always find somebody in the church, anywhere I go, that's willing to take some time and talk to me and help me.
It's exciting to think about all the things that are going to happen to you in the next few years. Remember, it's up to you to make the most of your military career. Have a good attitude, have fun, and use the discipline that you learn in the military to stay strong in your beliefs.
You are the defenders of the Constitution, defenders of freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, freedom of enterprise. These freedoms allow us to choose what we want to be and what we will do with our lives. It is called agency. Freedoms ensure individual rights to make our own choices. A free man not only has rights, but he has also the responsibility to defend his freedoms for him and for his posterity. Because of you and many others like you who are willing to spend a part of your life to defend freedoms around the world will be a better place. You will be a better person. And your children and grandchildren and mine will remain free because of your example of patriotism. Thank you for all you do for the citizens of our nation.